All right, we're going to start off. We're going to not shock ourselves with our sweaty arm on the battery. Okay, then we're going to take our 12 point 7/16. We're going to bop it right in here where our rag joint connects to the shaft. And we're going to want to remove the bolt completely. Going to want to take our 12 point again and get right down in there and completely take out the bolt and the washer. Okay, our 1/2 inch here, our 9/16. Remove the nut, remove the washer, leave the bolt sit there for a second. Okay, remove the other side. And I recommend straightening out the steering wheel and our wheels. We'll just simply slip our rag joint up higher on the shaft, slip the other one in more on the shaft, and there you go. We could pull this clip. All right, there's that. 11/16 here. We could separate it a little bit.
Like that.
Because this 11/16 socket here, see how it fits over the splines? A little bit. I mean, it's not the same spline, but see how it fits. This means we have a 3/4 inch shaft. If this did not fit, it means you have the 13/16s. You can see we have two different size bolts here. What happens is it flexes on this rubber back and forth until this bumps against here. Okay, that's what happens when it gets loose, and you'll feel it bumping against there, and then it'll start to turn. You'll even hear it sometimes. While ours is worn, what's the problem with this one is our U-joint. It's really loose. Also, since we put a lift on, a 1-inch body lift, we're also going to need a little bit longer shaft anyway. You could replace just one end if you wanted to, if your U-joint was still good, because the pre-76 ones, I believe it was, mid-76, they were changeable U-joints. But while you're at it, you could get this nice shiny nickel-plated one here. Also, the double U-joint will allow a little better, smoother action, okay, and a lot tighter, stronger control over our steering. See that? You should be able to go like that. We can't even go on all the way. This has to go. Now it fits all the way on like it should. So as we can see, with that in place, our shaft here, with it slid all the way up against both joints as far as it will go, it looks like that's exactly the right distance, but we are going to trim it a little bit longer just to be sure, and then we could grind the end back down. Alright, we'll let that cool down and we'll test her out. Right, so then we get the shaft in so nothing's touching. at our 7/8 mark. We crank down on here, and then we will remove them. And now we can see our little dimples. A couple divots in there then. So now it's just in these little divots. Okay, now you can see we have the set screws in so that we're lined up in the groove there, pushed back. We're set in here where our dimples are now. Little grease on here. And then we tighten these back down. Once we have everything where we want it, it's not sloppy, and it's kind of in the middle of up and down. And you give these a good crank, and we're going to pull this all apart again, dimple it, and reassemble it. So there you have it. You set it back into the dimple grooves. We mark it. We take it apart, cut it. You have it for my application with the 1-inch body lift. Shaft ended up being end to end 4 7/8. Alright, so we're going to slip our end on our steering box. We're going to slip our end on our shaft. We'll slip the middle shaft in. Then we will tighten down these into our divots after applying red thread lock. Then we will crank down onto the steering box into the little groove where it goes about center 25. And then we can adjust here. Make sure all the play is good. We're tight. We're just in the middle. And we could finally tighten down here. And now we could put on our little 1/2-inch retainer nuts.